You just had the most amazing first date. You paid, you took her out, you opened the door for her, she hugged you, she said she had such a fun time, and then boom! You got ghosted and you have no idea what you did wrong. You thought it went fantastic and yet you never heard from her again. And I'm gonna tell you in this video many reasons why this could have happened. This is the information right here that most dating coaches don't have the guts to actually tell you. This is the cold, hard truth of why she ghosts you after the first date. And you won't believe number 4, so make sure you stick around because that one is insane. Number 1. You failed the attraction test. Now, this isn't just how you physically look. It's more on an energetic feeling. You have to understand. Human beings in general, but women in particular, they make up their mind about you, their first impression, in seconds. Seconds. Did you have a weak handshake? Did you stutter when you went to hug her initially? Did you not look her in the eyes and have commanding tonality? Did you give off a nervous vibe when you first met her? Hi, nice to meet you. They know immediately. It doesn't matter how good the rest of the date goes. That will stick in their mind more than 2 hours of conversation. That is how quickly you can unnerve a woman in a first impression. You have literally seconds when you first meet a girl to give them that confident, assertive first impression. You cannot act like you haven't been here before. You cannot act like this is my first date ever and you can't be unsure of yourself. Take some ashwagandha, listen to some hype up music, get confident. You have to make sure you go confidently for the hug. You look them in the eyes. You look down on them, right? You smile. If you show an energy that is nervous, if you behave in a way that doesn't give them a strong first impression that you are a man, a masculine man, that will carry the mood in their mind throughout the date. And they'll fake it the whole time. And they'll fake it, and they'll smile, and they'll laugh, and they'll, oh, you're so funny, blah, blah, blah. The whole time, they're like, I don't like this guy. Women avoid confrontation across the board. First date, not first date. So they'll never tell you this. And they'll just go about the date like everything was fine. But meanwhile, you got off on the wrong foot, and there was no going back. Number 2, the conversation was trash. Look, you need to be a guy that knows female nature. And you have to exhibit that by the conversations you have with them. So if they start to go on a tangent about this trip they went on, you don't derail the conversation. You're like, so what do you do for work? Bro, no woman on a first date, let alone any time, ever, won't talk about work or business or reality. They want to be in la la land. Your conversation, and again, your conversation could suck, right? They'll play it off. They will say, oh, you're so funny. And the whole time they're miserable. That's why you're getting ghosted, because you can't read these things. So you may think it went well, but the whole time you talked about nonsense, she didn't have a good time, but she put up a nice face to not embarrass you. But what do you expect when you're talking about Iran or her job? When you find a point that she is passionate about and she enjoys talking about, let her run wild. Tune out for 20 minutes. Just let her talk. Let her exhibit her passion, her interest, something that makes her excited and calm and comfortable around you. You cannot go about conversation logically with women. First date conversation is light. If you're the kind of dude, and I know dudes that have done this, and women have also done this to me, a first date is not an interview, bro. It's not, well, I have a list of red flags and green flags and a list of questions that I want to know about you and just ask away. Bro, no. Be playful, be light. This is not an interview. This is not your time to whip out the sheet, the scroll of questions. You'll get to know her eventually. And by the way, you can reshift a question to make it less impactful, right? Like, come on. Like, instead of, what do you do for work? You can say something like, you don't look like the girl that should be even working. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. And then she'll just start talking about some random shit about her job or whatever. That's how you rephrase a question. You have to understand conversation. Because again, this is a sticking point in the first date where they will not admit to you. They will just blatantly be like, yeah, it was a great time. I had so much fun. They did not. And when it comes to conversation, we're still on number 2. When it comes to conversation, you do not want to be a performative monkey. If you've never heard that term, it's you being the funny comedian, just a try hard. You don't want to be a tryer, because what does that signal to her? He's nervous, uncertain, he never does this. All the repulsive things. If you didn't show it in the first 30 seconds, you're definitely showing it now by trying to be a fucking comedian. Okay? They want a cool, calm, nonchalant guy. They want a guy that knows how to operate a conversation. Oh, she's into that. Cool. I'll just keep asking her about that. Like, I'd love to hear more. Boom, let them talk. Let them yap. That is how you're cool, calm, and collected. This also ties in to the fact that you might be too readable, dude. You might be way too predictable and just blabbering on about yourself. It should be literally 80-20. 80% she speaks, 20% you asking questions, 20% you give your input. But so many guys get nervous, they overtalk, they overcommunicate, they overshare. It's just word vomit. And this could happen, by the way, being too readable before the date, after the date, during the date, etc. Which is why I made the Unreadable Man Protocol. Check it out below. It tells you exactly how to be the man women chase. Number 3. This is gonna hurt. But she was probably never into you in the first place. Here's the reason I say that. Most guys take whatever they can get. They don't vet women. They take them to expensive places. They simp. They agree to everything. No shit, she wasn't that into you. If you have to make all these concessions and do everything that they want you to do, and you don't vet at all, you put no standards in place, you just agree to everything, you're only going to attract low interest women. Low interest women will go on a date with you for the free food and the free drinks and never talk to you again. They were just hungry that night. They were just simply bored, and you caught them on a bored day. So they came out with you, they put on a smile for the free food, the free drinks, and they intend on never talking to you again before they even went on the date. That is why it's so important to understand how to vet, how to look for high interest, how to see low interest and spot it a mile away. If she's never engaged in conversation, if she's responding to let's go out like when I'm kind of busy, maybe next week, you've been trying for weeks, you've been trying for months, all this back and forth attention, she never hangs out with you, bro. She's super low interest. Even if you do get her on a date, she has mentally decided before the date, I'm gonna get my free food, my free drinks, and bounce. And I'm never gonna talk to this schmuck again. And they're gonna rinse you. You have to only engage with high interest only. Number 4, you were way too desperate and you were way too future pacing. And so a lot of guys, let me explain what this, a lot of guys have a great time on a first date. And they're getting to the middle of the date, the end of the date, etc. Maybe it's 2 hours, maybe it's 3, I don't know, however long it goes. And they start talking about the next dates, and they start future pacing her, and they start talking about all this and all that and getting ahead of themselves. Bro, you are showing way too much emotion, like bro to bro. You're showing you care way too much. You're showing you like her way too much. You're inflating the ego. Like, oh, you're doing so many things wrong when you do that. You have to be more nonchalant. There can only be one emotional one. And when you demonstrate, I'm so excited to see you again. You know, we should definitely do this next time. And bro, she should leave the first date not knowing if you'll ever talk to her again. And I know that sounds harsh, but what's the alternative? The alternative is you tell her about all the future dates and we'll go to the aquarium next and we'll do that next and we could do a trip. It sounds insane, but men do this all the time. They go on first dates, it's 40 minutes in, she's laughing a little bit, and now they think they're gonna have a family together. Brother, reel this shit in, okay? You can never demonstrate how much fun you're having, how much you like you can't demonstrate these things, especially on a first date. The first date is to set excitement and intrigue and genuine emotion about seeing you next and when that'll happen. They shouldn't know. If they know, and if you're already talking about it, you just come off as desperate, uncertain, nervous. He has no other options. You just completely decimate their attraction by doing all of those things. Never speak of it ever. If she brings it up, laugh it off. If she brings up the next case, laugh it off. Don't engage with that desperate behavior. I'm telling you, dude, she doesn't know you that well. Even if she's in love with you, that will turn the attraction off. You can't do it. Number 5 is the high value man test. Okay, there's 5 things in number 5 that are really important to knock off. Having standards, don't seek approval, lead conversations and situations, social IQ, and demonstrate that you have options. And so these are all overarching things that you need to display with women all the time, right? First date, second date, third date, before the date, etc. But it's how you carry yourself. This is why it's so important. And by the way, I'm curious, comment below which mistake you think you're making the most, because I will respond with what exactly to do to fix it. But this is so important because you just act like that dude. Brother, I don't care if you don't have any dates right now. I don't care if you have any women that like you. I don't care if you have any matches. Act as if. Mimic that guy. Mimic the confident guy. Mimic the guy with tons of options. Lead the conversation. Don't afraid to be bold. Don't afraid to say something that might piss her off. Who cares? Don't afraid to tease her a little bit if she's into that. Have social IQ. You can't be afraid to shoot. You can't be afraid to be confident and have that level of confidence. Being humble around women is a death sentence, let me tell you. They may try to convince you otherwise. They might try to tell you, you should be humble. I want a sweet, nice guy. No, don't do any of that. stick to your damn guns. Go out guns blazing. Confidence in yourself. At least leave the date knowing, you know what? I showed out. Like I was genuinely the best, most confident version of myself. And if she doesn't like me, who cares? Detachment of the outcome. And this means maybe you don't linger around. That's also really important when it comes to desperation and neediness. You have to show you have other options. Like, don't make this a 5-hour date, man. Unless she's like planning on coming home and you guys are gonna, really escalate. Don't be afraid to escalate if that's happening. But dude, you can't be lingering. You can't be just sitting at the bar for like 4 hours. Like you're making her shrivel up. When in doubt, be the first one to bounce. Oh, that rhymes. When in doubt, be the first one to bounce. And never, ever linger. Very important. And never, ever be afraid to create sexual attention. Break the touch barrier, etc. When you're afraid, she gets more nervous. When you treat it like it's no big deal, you give her a little tap or whatever. Now you're leading the comfortableness of that situation. She feels more relaxed. She may feel like it's a little bit bold, but when she looks at your demeanor, you're like, yeah, it's nothing, whatever. Like we're on a date. Like I'm gonna touch you. You get it? She's gonna follow your lead. Now this is the anti-ghost framework. This is exactly how you stop this shit from happening, because I know it's super frustrating. You spend money, you put time, you put effort, you match, you talk, you show up on the date, you never talk to her. Number one, you create some tension. Now, it's impossible to create tension when you're being nervous, uncertain, etc. and doing all the mistakes I just mentioned. So create some tension by holding conversation, asking her about things she likes, breaking touch barrier, holding eye contact. Don't linger, like I just mentioned. And the biggest thing is you need outcome detachment. You need to go on this date calm, confident, and just like, you know what, I'm gonna have a good time, no matter if she likes me or not. I'm gonna enjoy myself. And if she doesn't like me, it's her damn loss. And like I said before, if you want to be the man women truly chase and stop chasing these women that ghost you, you need the Unreadable Man Protocol in the link in description. I walk you through exactly how to be a guy women chase. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, the application is below. I'll see you in the next video.